So being a dance teacher and spending a lot of time with young adolescents, I've had a lot of personal relationships with younger girls and males as well who have had a really hard time with accepting their body image. I needed to find an outlet, a way to put on stage my voice and a way for me to tell this person that I love them, they were beautiful just as they were. So I knew that I needed to find someone to help me express that on stage.
And she says, you know, I wanted to see if you would be interested in writing a poem for me, for this dancer that I have in Canada. And it's about eating disorders.
And instantly we just had this amazing connection, and we just started speaking about our personal experiences, people we knew in our lives that had eating disorders or that were not comfortable with the way they looked or did not feel good in their bodies. And so we immediately connected on the topic of wanting to produce a piece of work that really encouraged younger people to accept and love themselves just as they were.
I just remember thinking, like, what if I don't do this right? And like, what if whatever I say is wrong? And how do you write a poem about this?
She came out with the most amazing spoken word piece I've ever heard called Look at Me. The first time I heard it, I cried, I bawled, just touched me because it was exactly what I wanted to say to so many people at so many times in my life. But as a dance choreographer, I did not have the words for it. But Azure did, are perfect. We ended up taking about 12 dancers and set it in Tucson, Arizona at the Jazz in Az Showcase at the U of A.
The first word is bodies, and they all took a really deep breath.
Bodies. They house imagination.
And it like stopped my heart because I was like, whoa, like it was such a visceral reaction.
You could have heard a pin drop in that audience.
And it was so quiet in there. Like you could hear the exhales and the inhales from the audience, from the reaction of the dance and the poem.
People just were frozen. They couldn't believe what they were watching because it was so poignant, done in a college setting, in a dance program that is so focused on the dancer's body image.
It was just nuts. It was crazy. The reaction was like nothing I had ever experienced before. And so watching that poem sit on the bodies of people who didn't look anything like me, but truly understood what it was a beautiful thing.
From that moment on, we saw how powerful and poignant the piece was going to be, and I think both Azure and myself realized how important it was to be able to get this message out to the masses.
We thought, wouldn't that be great if we would be able to film this in such a way that it's the kind of cinema that gets your attention.
Bodies. They house imagination, with curves in all the places that aren't meant to be flat. And I see you, wasting away. The you I remember, the you I see is beautiful. I want to listen, but there are fingers in your mouth where there should be words. Look at me. You're beautiful. Look at me.
Regrets collect like old friends.
Now with transitioning Look at Me from a stage piece into film, I'm really hoping that it's going to target a whole new group of people because we are using dancing and spoken word and acting alike. So I think it's really going to attract a whole different group of viewers. My hopes is to really empower people, to educate and inspire people to talk about it. I think it's a really good prompt for dialogue. Eating disorders and body image is a really hard topic for people to talk about in today's society.
Look at Me, the masses should know about it. So that if there's a young lady or a young man out there that's going through this, they know that they're not the only ones. This is a human condition issue. This is not an issue reserved for artists. This is not an issue reserved for a specific class. This disease, the disease, the problem of eating disorders spans the cast. It spans the whole globe. And it's always just about wanting to help and wanting to stay involved. If in fact you are the activist that your shirt claims that you are, you want to get involved. You want to help. You want it to reach past you. And that's all we want to do. We just want everybody to have the same experience that the 15 or 16 of us did. And then anybody who saw it that day at the University of Arizona Dance Showcase gets it. Look at Me is not just a short film, it's not a music video, it's not a dance reel. Look at Me is a movement.
Please, if you or anybody you've ever known has been affected by an eating disorder, this is your opportunity to jump in and really give back.
Help us stay involved, help us stay in the race, help us save some lives. We really appreciate it. And everybody that you're going to touch by being a part of this movement, thanks you. I thank you. We definitely couldn't do it without you.